As a French Jew visiting very often, having family in Israel, it's the first time for a long time I sense a real unity amongst the Israeli people, and people seems to want to be together again for facing the future. It's been very emotional. I've been at the place of hostage twice since I'm here, and it's been very moving. And being part of the Jewish people worldwide, we want not only to pay our tribute, but to help with our voice the way we can, and with caution, because every word can be misinterpreted these days. So we feel we're with you, and we feel we never do enough.
And as you say, every word is important, and creativity is so important, and storytelling about Jewish people is so important. So talk to us, please, about the Jewish Story Fund, such an exciting initiative.
Well, it started from our mutual work. Joann and I share an affinity to comic books and to pop culture, combined with a real deep understanding of our Jewish roots. And that led to the project that we're doing together based on Joann's marvelous graphic novel, Klezmer, that follows a band of misfit musicians in the Ukraine in the early 20th century. And it is really an action series. So it's a very commercial vehicle that we hope will give voice to a different interpretation of Jewish roots, Jewish culture, Jewish music, Jewish humor, all the things that we feel the world needs to kind of be reintroduced to.
And needs it so much now. I understand it's being dubbed a Jewish Peaky Blinders. I mean, that sounds fascinating. Tell us more.
Yeah, meeting Assaf Bernstein is essential for me. He comes from the cinema and TV industry. I come from graphic novel. And bringing Jewish voices to tell our stories in the moment when the survivors of the Shoah are disappearing, where October 7 made a turmoil worldwide. We want to be proud of our history, tell it in the most joyful way for the whole world, and we are just trying to do great fiction inspired by our collective history.
Absolutely. I think we've become an ethnicity globally. People sense it in the US, in Europe. It's not the same. Being a Jewish person doesn't feel the same, for better and for worse. So it's really time to reinforce the Jewish voice, to think carefully of what is that voice today. It's not the same as it was 50 years ago. It's obviously not even the same as it was 18 months ago. So I think this show, as long as other initiatives that we plan to support, all have to do with that redefining and reinventing the Jewish voice.
Because, of course, the Jewish voice for many has been silenced in recent times. How does that impact your work, the importance of getting the Jewish story out right now?
This is essential. What I-24 is doing for the news, we want to do for fiction. We want to educate also ourselves and our children to the story of our people, and making stories who sometimes are not connected to the actuality, who have a bigger scope. We provide entertainment, fun stories. We want to feel it's cool to be a Jew. There's no way to be ashamed of it, even if we don't quite know what a Jew is.
And talk to us about the different platforms, because you mentioned young people, and movies and television are a little bit old-fashioned for many when it comes to focusing on storytelling. So what are the platforms that you're looking to use right now in telling these stories?
Well, our focus is going to be films and television. This is kind of what we do. And of course, we draw from graphic novels, whether they're Joann's
beautiful
comic books or graphic novels that really are just, embraced worldwide.
And it's those graphic novels that I'm referring to that are telling the story in such a different way. Tell us how.
It opens many doors. There's a lot of curiosity. Anti-Semitism opened to a curiosity regarding Jews. And many artists have been silenced since October 7, and I want to break that. I've done two huge books. First is We Shall Live, then Story of the Jews, that were just issued in France. I go to all the more, I would say, the most pro-Palestine university. I confront the student. I meet them in a nice way, in a peaceful way. And after 2 hours together, you discover you can talk to these kids if you spend the time you need. it. So that's what we want to do with television and movie, and we're opening a door for other artists to join us, to try to create a new narrative about Jews, something that may bring less hatred.
More dialogue. We're not interested in amplifying a voice to sort of shout out a monologue, but this is a beginning, we hope, of a new dialogue for the Jewish people on a global stage.